So this video is going to be very different. It's going to be more of an unedited talk to the camera kind of video. I'm kind of experimenting with this video format, so give it a thumbs up if you like it and give me a dislike if you don't like it, so I know if I should make more of these videos. So I started this channel for two reasons. One was because I found that there was a lot of conflicting information and a lot of dangerous information when it came to investing and what exactly investing is. And I feel like investing has a very, very bad name, especially given what's happened in the past couple of months with the whole FTX debacle and a lot of other cryptocurrency investing platforms basically taking all the money that the customers deposited into these platforms and run away with them. Even before cryptocurrency, investing was just one of those things that scammers found very easy to break into. Whenever there's an exchange of cash, scammers will always be there. And that was one of the reasons why I hadn't started investing until the ripe old age of 27, and of course everyone regrets having not started earlier in investing. So the second reason to why I made this channel and my thinking was, even if no one watches the channel, I can upload my portfolio updates and see how my investing journey is going. At any given month I can just look at my thumbnails, go into my videos and see how much I had, and it will incentivize me to keep on going, and I'm sure it will incentivize other people to keep on going. And so even though I had a channel that was already monetized and had an audience that would probably watch it and probably would earn some money on it, I decided to make a new channel because I wanted the audience just to be interested in personal finance, investing, and generally making your money go a longer way. And that brings me up to this point of the title, which is that every YouTuber has an ulterior motive or a hidden agenda. And I don't think that is too far from the truth. There comes a time in any YouTuber's journey or anyone making content for free where they have expectations of growth, they have been accustomed to a new type of lifestyle, and they have to keep increasing, elevating, making more money and getting more cash in. And the more and more people that are subscribed to them, the more people they have as an audience, and the more difficult it actually becomes as a YouTuber to realize what that actually means. And the more you see the audience as numbers, like, 1 million subscribers, 2 million subscribers, the more you see the monthly revenue, maybe 20,000 to 30,000. And you just look at the numbers and you just think to yourself, how am I going to keep continuing this? How am I going to pay for the new things that I bought, the new mortgages I have on my $1 million house? And because now you're accustomed to this new type of life, you need more money. Maybe you have employees that rely on you. There will be a breaking point and you are likely going to be taken on a sponsor. You're going to be taken on some sort of company that doesn't have the best track record. Maybe it's new, maybe it has a bit of a scam edge to it, and you might not think twice. And as we've seen with our favorite finance YouTubers, they've been stuck in the middle of this whole FTX investing scam stuff. Of course, you can blame whoever you want, but these finance YouTubers didn't intend to scam their fans, because if they knew that, if they knew their YouTube career was going to be on the line, they wouldn't have done that. But because of how big their platforms are, because of how much revenue they made from their YouTube channels, they are willing to overlook so many things that maybe a smaller YouTuber or someone who's doing it not for the money would probably not overlook. And I also wanted to touch on the point that not financial advice really does mean not financial advice. So for example, my videos, even though I don't have a big audience, nothing I say is financial advice. And I really want to explain what that actually means, what it means by saying not financial advice. The reason why it is not financial advice is because everyone has a different meaning to when they hear investing. For me, investing means investing for 30, 40, maybe even 50 years, riding out the dips of the stock market, when we know from history, from the averages of history, the stock market always trends up. You're guaranteed to lose some money, so the stock market will go down before it goes up. But some people have different takes on what it means to be investing. Some people have completely different life circumstances. Some people have people to look after, such as parents maybe, or even children and other dependents. Some people have much lower incomes. Some people have much higher incomes. Some people have different mentalities, and essentially everyone has a varying degree of risk tolerances. So a risk tolerance would be how much you are willing to risk your capital for a potential gain that is never guaranteed. And some people have higher risk tolerances, some people have lower risk tolerances, and that all meshes in with all the different factors, being dependence, being debt, being emergency situations. Maybe someone has passed away, maybe, your house broke down. These things you cannot factor in. You might think the stock market is gambling, and technically, yeah, it could be gambling, but then life is gambling too. We all have a limited amount of choices and limited amount of resources, and we have to make constant decisions between where we allocate these resources, where we allocate our money in the hopes of returning a certain thing. So everything is a gamble anyway, but some things are a bigger gamble than others, and every YouTuber has an ulterior motive, even including me. I can just sit here and pretend like I don't. What I mean by ulterior motive is that anyone speaking to you on YouTube or internet that doesn't know you has something to gain from giving you advice, giving you financial advice, or showing their portfolio or anything like that. For me, if you watch my videos and you sign up using the link in the description down below, a lot of them will be referral links, which means if you sign up, I receive either money or free shares, which means I stand to gain from you watching my videos, getting enticed by it, signing up to a platform, putting money in, and then I will receive money. That being said, even if you sign up to a platform, you put money in, you put £1,000 in or £20,000 in, that doesn't make a difference to me because it only is the sign up bonus. But still, I will gain something from your sign up of that particular platform. And even if I didn't put in a referral link, there are still ways for me to make money off, say, AdSense. So my channel's not monetized now, but I could still make money off AdSense if it was monetized. So therefore I benefit from, you know, people watching my content, and as do other YouTubers. There comes a point where you have to question the other person's motive and what they stand to gain from giving someone advice. Even if it's not financial advice, it's still recommendations. So recently some of you have messaged me asking me for my stock recommendations, and I found that very, very worrying because I always say this is not financial advice, and I don't actually recommend anyone picking individual stocks. So when I started investing, I picked a bunch of individual stocks, some YouTubers saying these are going to go to the moon or whatever, and some of these are now down over 90%. So that's thousands and thousands of pounds that I could have put into something else, now all basically lost in value, and some of these companies are going to go to zero. I'm going to lose all my money. Therefore I say to everyone that you shouldn't really invest in individual stocks. Diversity is the name of the game, and ETFs could be a good place to put your money, maybe, but even ETFs are not perfect. Some of their returns could be very, very slow. So everyone has different risk tolerances, everyone's trying to make more money, and therefore they'll be swayed into actually not listening to my advice and actually going to individual stocks, maybe from another YouTuber, putting all their money on the line on one stock and then watch it go to zero and losing their life savings. Essentially, it's very dangerous to listen to these YouTubers, and you should always do your own research. That part is the most important thing, right? You can look at my portfolio, you can see some of the stocks that I put my money into, and even if, you know, I made 100-200% gain, it doesn't mean that you're going to get the same returns, because of course you're investing in a different time, you're putting different amounts of money in, maybe your regular investments are not as regular as mine. You need to do your own research. Every single YouTuber will benefit from you watching their videos, but at the end of the day, your investment journey is personal. You should invest because you want to grow your wealth, or whatever your reasons are. You can have different reasons for investing. You can invest for the short term to try to make a lot of quick money. Yes, it's possible, but it's very, very unlikely that it's going to work. But if that's your intentions, I am not going to stand there and say that your intentions are wrong. It's actually really stupid blaming people for things that they want to do. It's a free world. People can do what they want to do, but remember, there's always going to be consequences to your actions. You need to always question what someone stands to gain when they're advertising quick gains, things going to the moon. Like, that should to you be a very big sign for alarm bells to be ringing in your head. Things going to the moon, 20-30% gains, these are not normal. Even a 10% gain per year for one stock, it's not sustainable. It's not going to keep happening. Even in an S&P 500, that doesn't keep happening over the time, and eventually there will be a crash. So you have to really, please, I implore you to not listen to what these YouTubers are saying. Like, not actually listen to what they're saying. If you see a stock that they have, you know, dissected and showing the analysis, and you believe for yourself that this stock is going to go up or this ETF is going to go up, you can put money in. That being said, there are so many good YouTubers who give sound advice that have been around for hundreds of years, and generally this advice basically is there's no such thing as get rich quick scheme. Investing is not going to make you rich. It's the consistency of investing and compound interest over minimum 20 years. Let's say investing is minimum 20 years. That's going to give you wealth so that when you retire, when you're older, maybe you want to retire earlier, you're going to have, you know, some sort of buffer or some sort of regular income from that. And that is my goal. That is the reason why I started this channel. My goals are to have £1 million in my ISA, and even if I don't make it there, this YouTube channel is going to be something that is going to keep me motivated, and also speak to you people who are very, very nice and giving me very nice comments. And I welcome all comments, critical or not. I don't mind. Freedom of speech is quite important. Yeah, this video has been very rambly, but I just wanted to say that you shouldn't listen to everything that you hear on the internet, especially not on the internet. internet, people are always going to want to make more for themselves. Even they'll sound very modest or they'll sound this and that. You know, even I could be that person, so don't even trust me. But at the end of the day, you need to think about yourself and also always look out for others. And make sure to check out some of my other videos, and I will see you in the next video.